Today's horoscope, Aquarius October 24th, 2024. Discover your future with my daily horoscope for you about love, work, health, money and compatibility with other signs. You've begun a new solar cycle that turns your attention to professional matters, ambitions, material or social success, and your reputation. It's a month-long cycle of increased recognition and increased responsibility to match. You are in the position to take charge of your professional or public life, although you're likely to feel more powerful in this regard after the new moon on November 1st. You are more goal-oriented at this time of year, and primarily focused on or invested in your performance, responsibilities, accomplishments, image, and life path. You could find yourself in higher demand and possibly also quite accountable. People not only notice what you're doing but also what you're not doing. You naturally take the lead and the spotlight. Today, cooperation comes easily, but resolving a conflict or solving a problem can also figure strongly, especially in your daily affairs or regarding health and wellness. The universe is perfectly aligned. Each zodiac sign has its planetary ruler. You, however, have 12 modern one, Uranus, and a traditional one, Saturn. By understanding their energetic frequencies, we can better understand how you pursue love and relationships. Saturn is what brings you a desire for stability in your connections and, at times, a detached approach. Uranus, though, is what helps you to think outside of the box when creating a life and love that truly fulfills you. You are not interested in sitting in a cage unless, of course, you think it makes sense, and it is something that will help you grow into your most authentic self. Leave your personal life at home when you go to work today. It might be an emotional day when the moon in Cancer will sextile Uranus retrograde in Taurus. Recent changes in your home life might be affecting your emotional state. Maybe something has happened with your living situation or a family member. Regardless of what has transpired, it would help if you were mindful of how it affects your work life. To an extent, you do need to keep your personal life separate from your job. Try not to let personal matters and issues affect your overall productivity. Your need to feel needed and useful gives you the drive to work tirelessly to meet your goals or the goals of others. This is an admirable quality intensely favored by our modern society, but step back and take a realistic look at what it's doing to your body. Are you putting off exercise in order to work more? Are you skipping meals or eating poorly due to the work schedule you keep? Make your work ethic a real virtue and remind yourself when it's time to quit. Today won't be the day to make anything concrete because the uneven vibrations would rather that you give your mind and body some rest rather than realize projects. This isn't the day to make definitive decisions but rather one for reflection and questioning. The hour has come to understand the situation as it really is. If your life allows for you to, this would be the moment to be alone so you can look inside of yourself and think. As the Sun leaves an adventurous part of your chart today, he will not only leave the asteroid Juno, the queen of commitment, behind, but Jupiter will remain in a playful and creative part for the rest of the year. As the moon only left there yesterday, this has given the playful, creative, and adventurous side of life's fence a boost that will make it easier to maintain the right balance between work and play. You will need it, for when the Sun returns to your career sector today, the first thing that the solar will fall on is the hotbed of activity across income, work, and career fronts. In between the moon's departure from your romantic sector yesterday and its return to your relationship sector tomorrow, life is likely to have taken a busier turn. However, holding on to the spirit of romance shouldn't be a problem or a sense of romantic nostalgia and confidence that the moon's first visit since lucky Jupiter turned retrograde has left in its wake. Daily Planetary Overview. Today's celestial influences could stir up a bit of emotional turbulence, as the sensitive moon in Cancer forms a square with Chiron, the wounded healer, retrograde in fiery Aries. At the same time, the moon also creates a harmonious sextile with Uranus retrograde in steady Taurus, introducing a spark of unpredictability. What does all this mean? You may find something from your past unexpectedly resurfacing today, a memory, an unresolved situation, or even an encounter with someone you've been avoiding. It's the kind of moment that could trigger old emotions, leaving you feeling a bit shaken or vulnerable. Let's shift our focus to something else that's brewing in the stars today, a powerful square between the Sun in Libra and Pluto in Capricorn. This aspect can feel a little uncomfortable, almost as if the universe is pushing you to confront the bigger, more significant things in your life that you might have been putting off. Let's be real, we all have those tasks or issues we'd rather avoid. Whether it's that daunting work project, a heartfelt conversation you've been delaying with someone close to you, or even a simple, yet necessary, task like organizing your personal space to clear out the mental clutter, we all have something that we know needs our attention. But here's the good news, while this energy might feel a bit intense, it's also incredibly motivating. Think of it as the universe's way of saying, it's time to stop putting things off and start making real progress. You don't have to tackle everything at once. The key is to take that first step, no matter how small. Once you get started, you'll likely feel a sense of relief and accomplishment. Remember those times when you pushed through your procrastination and finally handled something important? That feeling of satisfaction and clarity awaits you again today. Now, I'd love for you to reflect on something. Have you been avoiding anything lately that's been weighing on your mind? Maybe it's something that feels a bit daunting, but deep down you know it's important. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What's been holding you back, and how do you plan to tackle it today? Let's support each other as we navigate this transformative energy together. And speaking of transformation, Uranus retrograde in Taurus adds an element of surprise to today's mix. You might experience an unexpected breakthrough or a sudden insight that helps you see things from a new perspective. Have you ever had one of those moments where everything suddenly made sense, even though you'd been struggling with the issue for a while? That's the kind of energy Uranus brings today, an electric, almost unpredictable force that can lead to positive change if you're open to it. In fact, this might be a great day to embrace the idea of change and flexibility. While the moon's square to Chiron stirs up old wounds, Uranus is here to remind you that healing doesn't always have to follow a predictable path. Sometimes the most profound growth happens when we least expect it, when we're open to new ideas, new ways of thinking, and new approaches to life's challenges. So, if something unexpected pops up today, whether it's an opportunity or a revelation, embrace it. It could be just what you need to propel yourself forward. As the day unfolds, take a moment to consider how these energies are playing out in your own life. Are there emotional triggers or past situations coming to the surface? Are you feeling called to face something you've been avoiding? And most importantly, are you ready to react differently this time? Today is a chance to do things differently, to heal old wounds, and to make meaningful progress in areas where you felt stuck. Remember, the universe is always working in your favor, even when it presents challenges. Today's energy might feel a bit intense, but it's here to help you grow stronger, more self-aware, and more aligned with your true path. So embrace the emotional turbulence, lean into those tough conversations, and trust that by the end of the day, you'll be one step closer to the empowered, authentic version of yourself. Now, I want to hear from you. What's been coming up for you emotionally lately? Have you noticed any old patterns or situations resurfacing that need your attention? How are you planning to face them in a new way today? Let's talk about it in the comments, and support each other on this journey of growth and healing. Together, we can turn today's challenges into powerful moments of transformation.